here almost 4 years ago. As of this August, it will be 4 years. And when we purchased our home, there wasn't very much going on in this front garden. A lot of this area was just overgrown shrubbery, and the side beds were just kind of overgrown with weeds and some very basic mums and a few other plants. This taxus shrub that you see here was part of the original garden, and we kept it. Being that we have such a very small property, I really wanted to create something that was visually interesting. I'm an artistic person, and also something that would attract a lot of pollinators to our yard. You will see on the right side of the garden from where I'm standing that I have a bronze fennel plant that I actually purchased in 2019 at the Keyport plant sale at the Fireman's House. And that plant actually is a life-sustaining plant for the swallowtail butterflies. So if you look closely over there, when you video the garden, you will see that there are some swallowtail eggs. They're very small little yellow eggs. And on the opposite side of that plant, I have dill. So once the caterpillars hatch, they will typically feast on the bronze fennel, but will make their way over to the dill plants that I grow specifically just for them. So that's exciting for us to see every season. We look forward to it. Later summer, we start to see a lot of butterflies coming through as well. So that's fun for my kids to, sit out here with me in the afternoon and just watch all the activity in our garden. Most of what you see here in my garden would be considered more ornamental. But in the long term, I am trying to incorporate more native plants. And I'm also trying to put more edibles, because a typical cottage garden, which is the inspiration for my front garden, would have both an edible element as well as a decorative. Now, I describe my yard as more of a modern cottage garden. And the reason I describe it that way, when we typically think of a cottage garden, an English cottage garden, it's very lush and full, and we have a lot of large rounded out plants. But because this is such a very compact space, what you will see here are more upright plants, because I'm trying to maximize the space I have and fill in as much visual interest and color as possible. I don't usually do annuals, so this is a new experiment for me. I have a few that are intermingled within the garden, because if I didn't put those out by GardenWalk, to be honest, it would look pretty plain out here right now. This garden really starts coming to life in July. The annuals that I do always do every year are zinnias, because again, they're very pollinator friendly. We also like to do marigolds. This year I'm trying out some poppy seeds that my friend gave me. So we'll see what happens. That's kind of the mystery of it all. You just have fun with it, and some people are very calculated. In a way, as a gardener, I am, because I do like some symmetry and order to what's happening. But I also like a little bit of mystery as well. And I think that's sort of the fun of gardening for me. I'm not a natural born gardener per se. When I was a little girl, my grandmother had a victory garden, and that's a very strong memory for me as a child. Just eating right out of her garden. We could go in there and pick whatever we wanted and eat it right off the plant. So that's sort of where I got my gardening inspiration from. It turns out I actually have a green thumb.